Pre-evacuations have now been lifted in Bent County for the Boggsville fire as crews have made some substantial progress on its containment. The Los Animas-Bent County Fire Protection District says that fire is now 80% contained. It's burned 1,030 acres. No structures were damaged, but officials say about 400 hay bales were lost. Officials say some of the fire jumped the Arkansas River on the north side, but the crews were able to quickly suppress those flames. Crews are now dealing with hot spots, and officials say they'll continue to monitor the fire for the next few days. The wind was picking up in the mountains as well, with more snow falling. This is what it looked like at Steamboat at the 4 Points Lodge this afternoon, just shy of 10,000 feet. Very little visibility there, Lauren.
And that's why we've had these winter weather alerts in effect over the last few days or so and into tomorrow morning. And that's because not only were we seeing a good amount of snow in the mountains, but those winds were just gusting that snow all around. And that's what creates those whiteout conditions we just saw. That's also why we say stay off of the roadways if you can, because imagine having to drive through that. Now, we do still have several winter weather alerts in effect through tomorrow morning. This is going to be across the high country and into the western slope. But the good news is the winds have died down enough for our red flag warnings to be able to expire. So that's the good news across the eastern plains and the Front Range as we see clearing and calming overnight. Now to the west, we did get a good amount of snow up in the high country. Montrose reported 14 inches, 12 reported in Skyway. Breckenridge and Loveland Pass both saw 8 inches, and we saw Copper Mountain and Winter Park see 7 inches. Vale got under 6.5. Oak Creek got just over 6 inches. 6 inches reported in Keystone and Gunnison, and then Steamboat Springs reporting just over 5 inches. Denver and Aurora saw roughly a couple of inches, under half an inch actually around most of Denver. So we are going to continue to pay more attention to the snow falling up in the high country. I'll have those details for you just ahead.
All right, Lauren, thank you. We now know that 5 people were injured during a shooting last night at a bar in Adams County, including 2 suspects. It happened at 5280 Nightclub and Sports Bar, just northwest of where I-25 meets US 36. One of those victims was just 17 years old, and today 9 News reporter Brianna Clark spoke to his family.
We're not worried about how many more bullets are happening. We're worrying about if is our kids safe, did they get hit?
It was supposed to be a night of celebration.
Nobody asked for this.
Karina Pino's mom was turning 60, and her family surprised her with a party.
There was probably more kids than adults in this party, being my mom having so much grandkids.
Dozens of people showed up Saturday night at 5280 Sports Bar in Adams County.
We were here having my mom's 60th surprise party. We were just having a good time. These people showed up that we didn't know.
That's when their night turned into a nightmare.
That's when the first bullet that got shot into the bar hit my sister-in-law in the chest. So there's blood everywhere. Her kids got to see this.
Karina says her sister-in-law was taken to the hospital in critical condition.
If the bullet would have scooted a little bit over, she would have lost her life right now over this.
Another bullet hit Karina's 17-year-old stepson.
He was hit in the leg, closer to his arteries.
He's expected to survive. But Karina says what happened here during his grandmother's birthday party will haunt their family forever.
This isn't fair for us to have my mom's 60th party.
Who has stage 4 advanced
cancer, and it was something big to us to have it turn out to be a shooting and our family members get hurt over this.
Brianna Clark reporting there. Deputies told us that 2 people were taken into custody last night. Both of them were injured in the shooting. The owner of the sports bar says they stayed closed today, but they're planning to reopen tomorrow. Police are investigating a deadly shooting in southwest Denver. They say it happened around 7:30 last night in the 2700 block of West Iliff Avenue that's near Federal Boulevard. They say the victim, a woman, died at the scene. She hasn't been identified yet. No arrests have been made either, and police didn't share any information about a suspect or any details about what led up to that shooting. The U.S. Air Force Academy is mourning a cadet who was killed in an off-base motorcycle crash near Manitou Springs. Colorado State Patrol says Cadet Second Class Tristan Burton was riding with another motorcyclist on Highway 24 last Thursday when he tried to take a curve but collided with a guardrail. The other motorcyclist stopped and tried to save Burton, but the 21-year-old from Texas died at the scene. The cause of that crash is still under investigation. The community is coming up with creative ways to try to help Venezuelan migrants not only get money, but to integrate into the community. 9 News race and culture reporter Angeline McCall spent the afternoon with a group of coaches who are sharing what they learned in their own country.
When they arrived in the United States, the coaches here brought the sport they grew up with.
Y básicamente nosotros vivimos del fútbol, pues esto es una pasión, un amor que lo soñamos desde niños. Y pues excelente equipo, todos juntos, vamos, todos juntos.
Juan Pirela played professionally in Venezuela.
Sí, yo era futbolista profesional, duré 9 años ejerciendo esa carrera, vivía del fútbol. Me pagaban como quien dice por patear una pelota, pero por situación del país, económicamente, tuvimos que emigrar.
While they were forced to leave their dreams behind, they're planting new ones with the kids here.
Bien, bien, bien.
I think it means a lot to them. They love the game of soccer.
Chute, chute.
And all they want to do is, to help teach the children in the community the game that they love.
Lori Conway brought her son to a previous clinic.
Him and his dad watch professional soccer every Saturday morning. And he just watches old YouTube games of Messi and Ronaldo, and learning from professional soccer players is exactly what he wants to do. So he's very, very excited about it.
Lori is now helping the coaches set up additional clinics. The donations they get from these days help them as they settle here in Denver.
I am a very proud mom. He loves soccer, and I love watching him play the game that he loves, and getting the community involved and helping people out in the long run is a win-win in my book.
And it helps the kids who would never get the chance to learn from a professional.
Kind of felt kind of special because not everybody gets to do it.
Bringing their passion from home to create new dreams within the community here.
Sí, también, porque prácticamente nosotros les enseñamos nuestra experiencia.
An important thing to note here is that this was all donation-based, so no set price per child who participated because of that issue of work permits. So a donation-based system is much easier financially, legally to navigate.
That makes sense. And these kids are getting to learn from a professional. How cool is that?
Yeah, I think we all would have loved that opportunity, and it's kind of a once-in-a-lifetime thing, right? And so to have that at your disposal is such an opportunity for them.
All right, Angeline McCall reporting. Thank you. It's been nearly a month since the Supreme Court heard arguments over whether former President Donald Trump should be eligible for Colorado's primary ballot. The court may finally be ready to announce its decision. The High Court updated its website today to indicate an opinion may be announced tomorrow morning. Our politics guy, Marshall Zellinger, says it could be on the decision on the Colorado ballot. The decision would come just in time for Colorado's primary election. If the court does announce that opinion tomorrow, we'll have you covered right here on 9 News. Regardless of whether that decision actually comes, Coloradans will head to the polls on Tuesday anyway. We are one of more than a dozen states holding primary elections then on what's known as Super Tuesday. Here in Colorado, we also have early voting. The state says we've already received more than 830,000 ballots. If you have not voted yet, it's too late to vote by mail, but you can still drop your ballot off in person. We have a guide to finding your closest drop box or polling center on our website, 9news.com. And we'll be watching how Colorado votes in Tuesday's presidential primary. We'll have complete coverage on air and online throughout the night. Travelers at DIA today had to deal with delays thanks to issues with baggage screening, the second problem with the baggage system there so far this year. The airport says issues popped up around 8:30 this morning, mostly impacting United and Southwest customers. Those airlines have the biggest presence at DIA, by the way. The issues lingered throughout the day while staff processed baggage. Around 4 p.m., DIA said that the screening system returned to normal operations. In total, almost 400 flights were delayed today. It's unclear how many were because of the actual baggage issues. The airport is now trying to determine exactly what caused that problem.